So I brought this book, Protecting the Sacred Cycle, Indigenous Women in Leadership, because for me, I'm really focused on actually the idea of bringing back matriarchy and matriarchal roles, or traditional Indigenous women's roles. Particularly, I look at my family and how my family functions in a very matriarchal way, and the piece for me about matriarchy is it kind of precludes that you don't need feminism necessarily. Like, feminism is a response to colonization and to the oppression of women through colonization. And so for me, the feminist imaginary is really about imagining what was, and then imagining that for the future, for our children and for our grandchildren, and particularly in Canada, because Canada is Indigenous land. And so bringing back those ways of knowing that existed on that land is a way to both empower, I think, all women, and to decolonize. And so it's all really important part of that kind of decolonization work. Now, this book is by Kolsiamat, Robina Thomas. So I work with Robina at the University of Victoria, and she's the recently minted Vice President Indigenous. And so I also see her as a leader just in how she's carrying herself, the work that she does. And she often talks about making sure that the university that we work at is a safe place for our grandchildren when they come, and that they don't have to lose any of their values or leave them behind to come to university. And so I think that's another piece of Indigenous women's leadership, is that our job is to pass on teachings to the children and to the grandchildren. And so it's really important that these are safe spaces, and that these spaces are not only safe but conducive to doing that work.